Welcome to Zane Facts Channel, your ultimate destination for intriguing and captivating historical tales. Today we delve into the legendary world of the samurai warriors of Japan. These iconic figures shaped the nation's culture and history for centuries. Prepare for an enthralling journey through the rise, dominance, and legacy of the samurai. If you enjoy our deep dives into history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest videos. Origins and early feudal era, 700 to 1185. The samurai, originally provincial warriors, emerged during Japan's early feudal period around the 8th century. Initially, they served as guards for wealthy landowners. The term samurai comes from the Japanese verb saburao, meaning to serve. During the Heian period, 794 to 1185, the weakened central authority of the emperors allowed these warriors to fill the power vacuum in rural areas. This period of unrest saw the rise of the samurai as a distinct warrior class, loyal to their lords even over their own families. The early samurai were often mounted archers, skilled in both archery and horsemanship. They participated in small-scale skirmishes and were instrumental in protecting their lords' lands from bandits and rival clans. As their role became more prominent, they began to develop their own distinct culture and code of conduct. The rise of samurai clans, 1185 to 1333. During the 12th century, the Minamoto and Taira clans rose to prominence, becoming powerful military families. Their rivalry culminated in the Genpei War, 1180 to 1185, a pivotal conflict that reshaped Japanese society. This war ended with the decisive Battle of Dan-no-ura in 1185, where the Minamoto clan emerged victorious. Minamoto no Yoritomo established the Kamakura Shogunate, marking the beginning of samurai dominance over Japanese politics and society. The Kamakura Shogunate, 1185 to 1333, represented the first time Japan was ruled by a military government. Yoritomo's government was based in Kamakura, a strategic location that allowed him to maintain control over the samurai. This period saw the establishment of many samurai traditions and practices that would endure for centuries. Kamakura and Muromachi periods, 1333 to 1573. The Kamakura period was followed by the Ashikaga Shogunate during the Muromachi period, 1336 to 1573. This era saw the rise of powerful regional lords known as daimyos and frequent conflicts among them. The Onin War, 1467 to 1477, led to the Sengoku or Warring States period, a time of near constant civil war and political upheaval. The Muromachi period was characterized by a decentralized political structure. The Ashikaga shoguns were often weak and unable to control the powerful daimyos, leading to a fragmented and unstable political landscape. This era also saw significant cultural developments, including the spread of Zen Buddhism, the establishment of the tea ceremony, and the rise of No theater. The late 15th century marked the onset of the Warring States period, also known as the Sengoku period, a time of nearly constant warfare and political turmoil. During this chaotic era, many powerful samurai warlords, known as daimyos, rose to prominence as they sought to unify Japan under their rule. One of the most famous figures of this period was Oda Nobunaga, a brilliant strategist and warrior who sought to bring stability to Japan. Nobunaga's efforts to unify the country were cut short by his assassination in 1582, but his work was continued by his successor, Toyotomi Hideyoshi. Hideyoshi succeeded in unifying much of Japan under a single ruler, implementing policies to regulate the possession of weapons by commoners, further solidifying the samurai's role as the ruling warrior class. The Tokugawa Shogunate, established by Tokugawa Ieyasu in 1603, marked the beginning of the Edo Period, a time of relative peace and stability in Japan that lasted for over 2 centuries. During this period, the samurai class continued to play a vital role in society, but with fewer opportunities for military action. One of the defining features of the Edo period was the strict social hierarchy known as the four-tiered class system, which placed the samurai at the top, followed by peasants, artisans, and merchants. Samurai were expected to maintain their martial skills and adhere to the code of Bushido, but many also became scholars, artists, and bureaucrats. The Tokugawa Shogunate imposed a policy of sakoku, or isolationism, which restricted foreign contact and trade. While this policy limited Japan's interaction with the outside world, it also allowed for internal development and the flourishing of culture, including the refinement of traditional Japanese arts such as ikebana, tea ceremonies, and no theater. The decline of the samurai era can be attributed to a combination of internal and external factors. As Japan modernized and opened up to the world in the late 19th century, the samurai class faced significant challenges to their traditional way of life. One of the pivotal events that marked the end of the samurai era was the Meiji Restoration in 1868. During this period, the Meiji government implemented sweeping reforms to modernize Japan's institutions and military. The samurai were gradually stripped of their privileges, including their right to carry swords and their role in government. The final blow to the samurai came in the form of the Satsuma Rebellion in 1877, led by the last samurai warrior, Saigo Takamori. This rebellion, which sought to resist the modernization of Japan, ended in defeat for the samurai forces and marked the symbolic end of the samurai era. Despite the decline and eventual abolition of the samurai class, their legacy continues to influence Japanese culture and society to this day. The principles of Bushido, such as honor, loyalty, and self-discipline, remain deeply ingrained in Japanese culture. The martial arts, which were honed by samurai over centuries, are still practiced and revered in modern Japan. Interesting facts. 1. The Bushido Code, although idealized, continues to be a significant part of Japanese cultural identity. 2. Samurai culture is celebrated in literature, films, and art, keeping their spirit alive globally. The samurai's influence extends beyond martial prowess. Their patronage of the arts, commitment to education, and contributions to cultural practices have left a lasting impact on Japanese society. Traditional practices such as ikebana, the tea ceremony, and various forms of theater owe much to the samurai's cultural patronage. The legacy of the samurai is deeply ingrained in Japanese culture. Many traditional practices such as martial arts, tea ceremonies, and ikebana have their roots in the samurai's way of life. These practices are still cherished and practiced by many Japanese today. The principles of Bushido, the way of the warrior, continue to be celebrated in contemporary Japanese society. The virtues of honor, loyalty, and self-discipline are considered essential elements of Japanese ethics. These values are instilled in children from a young age and are a core part of Japan's cultural identity. Interesting facts. 1. The Bushido Code, although idealized, continues to be a significant part of Japanese cultural identity. 2. Martial arts like kendo and judo, which originated from samurai combat techniques, are still widely practiced today. Samurai stories and figures have become iconic in global popular culture. Movies, books, and anime frequently depict samurai warriors, highlighting their bravery, skill, and adherence to a strict moral code. This has helped to preserve their legacy and introduce it to new audiences worldwide. The samurai warriors of Japan have left an indelible mark on history and culture, not only in Japan but around the world. From their early days as provincial guards to becoming the ruling class, the samurai embodied a unique blend of martial prowess, artistic patronage, and strict adherence to a code of honor. Their influence can still be seen in modern Japanese culture, from martial arts to popular media. As we look back on the samurai's storied past, we can appreciate the complexities of their lives and the lasting impact they have had on shaping the cultural and historical landscape of Japan. The samurai's commitment to their principles and their enduring legacy remind us of the power of discipline, honor, and cultural heritage. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of the samurai warriors. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fascinating stories from history. This is Zane Facts Channel, where history comes alive.